Let's introduce our 5 new tarantulas and show you how we got their enclosures set up. Hello everyone, welcome back to Spooderpods. I am David and today I am doing an introduction video for the 5 tarantulas we got from our spider shop order. Remember, if you want to check out the spider shop, have a little peek in the description. There is a link there. It's a shop that we have had some good experiences with, so I would highly recommend. Now the 5 tarantulas we got are all slings. They're all quite small and they're all quite different in their personality, we found out already. And we have already had to do some changes to how initially we intended to set things up, and I'll talk through that as I go through the video. But anyway, let's just get on with it and get straight into it. Now let's start off with something very interesting, and that's the Aphonopelma diamondback, or Veracruz diamondback. This is a sling I was quite excited to pull out of the mystery box, and we decided to name them Tiny. And the reason we named them Tiny is we were expecting them to be a little bit bigger, but they are absolutely minuscule. We set ourselves up with a little tarantula cribs sling crib for them, got everything set up, and then we looked and we're like, oh, they're a lot smaller than we expected, hence the name Tiny. So what we're probably going to have to do is raise them in their little vial. We've already reached out to the spider shop for a bit of extra advice, because most things we get, we try to get a bit bigger. As a quick update to this, we decided to put them in a little deli cup with a little bit of substrate, because that's probably the most suitable environment for them. We felt that keeping them in that little tube wasn't going to really work very well. I know some breeders do it, but hopefully they'll be a bit more settled in the little deli cup with a bit of substrate. And I'll show you a bit of footage now so you can see what I mean. Now the next species is a Panama blonde, and that's a Salmopus poulcher. Forgive me if I've pronounced that incorrectly. And we decided to name them Wiggles. Now Wiggles is a very interesting one. Now we knew that Wiggles would probably be fast because it's a species we looked at in the past. So when we got it in the mystery bundle, we were quite pleased about it. They're also incredibly beautiful. What a beautiful arboreal tarantula Wiggles is. We initially got a sling crib for Wiggles, and then we saw Wiggles and thought, no way too fast, this isn't going to work out well. So instead we upgraded Wiggles to a tarantula cribs switch crib. It's a bit bigger, it gives them a bit more space, and it gives us a little bit more ability to actually manage such a fast species, because Wiggles is so fast. Wiggles is the only tarantula so far we have ever got that has actually escaped. They escaped, we had our catch cup ready, we caught them and we got them into this bigger enclosure, but my goodness, what an experience. Sophie was like yelping because they moved so quickly. They've settled in very well, they've been moving around an awful lot, which is great to observe, but yeah, we definitely had to upgrade that enclosure. And setup wise, we kept it nice and simple, like with all sling cribs. We kept a nice small water dish, plenty of depth of substrate. We have our cork bark for webbing, for hiding, and a couple of plants just for decoration. And with the great thing about this switch crib is we can get in from the top, get in from the front, and that way the speed becomes slightly less of an issue when we're doing maintenance and the like, because this spider is fast. My goodness, I think they're going to stay fast when they get older, and they're going to be quite a large one as well. So it's going to be an interesting experience. I hope it goes well. Next up is a Lasiodora or Sasmus tarantula, another interesting species. This one I believe is terrestrial, from what we could find out. Again, it was a mystery box, so we were caught a bit unawares. I'm actually filming this not long after that, so we've only done a little bit of research so far. And this is a terrestrial species, and they can get reasonably large but not mega big. This was a very easy rehouse. They came out of their vial, they were pretty chill about it, and they crawled straight into a little hide. And they're quite interesting. They look a bit plainer than the rest of the tarantulas we got, but I think they are quite a pretty little one. And we decided to name them Cyan because, well, why not with their name? It's got it in there. And it's the kind of tonic colour they're going to have when they get older as well, like a little blue tone, which is going to be quite interesting to see. Enclosure wise, we went for a sling crib, and we made sure that they had plenty of depth of substrate, somewhere to hide because that's very important for them. We haven't given them a water dish because it's too small, but we're going to sort of wet an area for them to get drinks from. And obviously they'll get a lot of their moisture from their prey. Again, settled in quite well. Very interested to see how they grow up and what colours they'll come out with. Sophie picked out a name for this, and she wanted to name them Cosmo because it's something she wanted very specifically as a type of tarantula. It wasn't one we got in the mystery, it's one we picked out. Another very interesting species, I think semi-arboreal from memory. Going to get reasonably big and going to have some beautiful colours, and it's going to be very interesting to see. One other thing we picked out for this little fella is they're a bit bigger as a sling, so we went for a Spood's Nest, I think it is, brand enclosure we had spare with a nice orange background. It's a bit bigger, they have plenty of space. Went for the standard setup, nice and simple, with the substrate, the cork bark, the plant and a water dish. and so far they kind of hanging out behind the cork bark while they settle in. No problems, a lot slower than the others when we were rehousing them, which is really good. It's a little bit more relaxed, and yeah, settling in very well. Happy to see how they're going to develop. And last up is a Sinopubescens, which is a green bottle blue. We've already got one of them, but we're happy to get a sling of them as well. They're doing very well. Sophie wanted to name them Cobra. She kind of took the lead with these names. She didn't like any of the names I came up with, so next time I'm gonna put my foot down and get my names in there. We put them in a Tarantula Cribs sort of cube. It's a Tarantula Collective cube, because it's got that lovely sort of fluorescent colouring. Standard sling setup. You know, it's just repeating myself. The usual stuff with water dish, a little bit of scenery, place for them to hide and web. They do web as slings, so we wanted to give them some sort of points they can web on and hide in. And they're kind of semi-arboreal, so they'll hang around at the bottom. So we felt confident giving them a top opening enclosure. Any problems, again, we'll adapt and learn. Settled in very well, been exploring. They kind of like hanging out on the top sort of third, which is interesting. I hope they don't welt too much up there, but we'll see how things develop. It's great to get a load of Tarantula Slings at once, but it is a bit stressful getting them all set up and sorted in one day. It did take us a little bit more time than we expected, and we had to sort of think on our feet because some of the sizing was different, and because it was a mystery box, we were like, oh, we're not prepared for this. In most of my videos, I'll tell you to research, and when you haven't got an opportunity, it makes it more of a challenge because you have to kind of think on your feet. Exciting, interesting, but also a little bit stressful if you're one of those people like me who likes to pre-plan things. Anyway, if you have any comments or questions, or you just want to say hello to the tarantulas, I'd love to hear from you. But in the meantime, take care and see you later.